Right now the afternoon sun is riding its beach cruiser off into the distance. See? What that means is I have maybe less than a minute to make this video before the sun goes down, and then there won't be any light at all. And this camera cannot shoot video in the dark, or even in the shade, even in the dusk. It's a daylight camera. That's what you get for 200 bucks. A great daylight camera. So what we have here is the SCHWINN Cruiser 6. See, it says SCHWINN on the frame. That's how you know it's a SCHWINN. And there's two ways you can tell that it's a Cruiser 6. One, because it says Cruiser 6, and two, because it's a beach cruiser and it has 6 gears in the back. 1, 2, 3, 6. What amazes me about this bike though is how SCHWINN kinda put together a bunch of elements from different bikes. Like, the frame is kind of representative or reminiscent of an old SCHWINN. You know, like an old clunky cruiser from the 50s. And the fork almost has like a 70s type of thing going on. Although I think they use these kind of flat forks. But this isn't a flat steel fork. I think this is tubular. It's like a steel tube pressed and squashed into what looks like a flat steel fork. Oh, and by the way, the yellow parts of this bike is like a cream color, keeps blowing out because my camera doesn't have good dynamic range, as they call it. So when you go from the really light stuff over the dark stuff, the light stuff blows out and then you can't see the graphics anymore. Sorry. So the wheels are all alloy, except maybe the spokes are probably steel. Stainless steel, I'm assuming. Why would you not put stainless steel on a beach cruiser, right? So you got alloy hubs that are kind of like mountain bike hubs, really. And then alloy rims that are kind of like mountain bike rims, but they're smooth. They're almost like wide road bike rims. They're 26 inches. And the tires are SCHWINN classic tires. Typical kind of blocky street tread. Big balloon tires for riding around the beach. Well, what makes this bike really weird is it has these sort of, what is called, cantilever mountain bike brakes. Almost like a touring bike. Normally a beach cruise is going to have like cheap coaster brakes in the back, or it's going to have little side pulls, but this has bona fide cantilevers, which I think is really cool. And I love this brake guide thing. Then up here you got, you know, stock Taiwanese, Chinese levers, 6 speeds. Oh, the sun's gone down. Maybe that's better. I don't have the bright sunlight. SCHWINN genuine authentic. I don't know what that means because this is probably a post buyout SCHWINN. See, if you look at the head tube decal right up here, SCHWINN. The number is 14. Here, let me peel this thing off. The number is 1407, and I'm saying that means 1997. I'm not going to Google it because who cares, but so this is probably not a genuine authentic SCHWINN. I mean, it's a SCHWINN made by SCHWINN, but why do you got to put that goofy little ugly sticker there? Whatever. Then it's got kind of hot rod sort of graphics, cream color with red pinstriping, kind of 50s lettering, block pedals for comfort. This really isn't a bad bike. A little more pinstriping here. I like the brake routing. This is kind of mountain bike-esque brake routing. Then you got the big cushy beach cruiser seat with the SCHWINN logo and the springs. Another tire in the back. Another brake. There's those 6 gears shifted by a Shimano index shifter. Another thing, the color in this video is going to look weird because I have the camera set to the wrong light setting. I was supposed to have it set to auto, but it's set to daylight. Oops. Point Pleasant Bicycle. That's where this came from. New Jersey. A Chicago bike made in Taiwan from New Jersey. What do you think about that? So I didn't have my 15mm wrench, and this pedal is probably kind of loose. It's totally loose. But I want to ride the bike anyway, so I'll finger tighten it and then just take a cruise around the library parking lot. I'm stuck on the curb though. Is it tire flat? I put 30 pounds in it. Alright, so right away I gotta switch hands so I can operate the shifter, because I just want to be in a real easy gear. Now this bike, I've never driven a truck, like a big Mack truck. I'm saying this bike is like the same thing as that, because I feel like I'm on top of the world up here as I ride around this parking lot. I'll ride in circles. It's a tall bike. The seat's up high. The handlebars are really wide. I feel like an alpha male on this thing. If you were a big dude and you just want to ride around on a sofa all day, this would be a perfect bike. It's really smooth. Something's clunking back there. Probably something hitting the chain guard. But these pedals, they feel good. They're not loose. The headset's not loose. The chrome fork tip. And let's see if the brakes work. Wow. They work remarkably well. A little squeaky though. Who cares? Now you might be wondering why I didn't clean this bike, because it's really filthy. And again, just like the Electra, I think I'm just gonna give this to my buddy, because he wanted it. He wanted both of them. I guess he has like a house at the beach, so he can sell these real easily. So if I'm giving someone a bike, let him get out the baby wipes and clean it. Yeah, apparently you can clean bikes with baby wipes. I saw a lady do it yesterday. Worked all right. Whoa. Whoa. Oh my God. I just totally inadvertently went through 2 deep potholes. And now I'm gonna go through them deliberately, just to show you how smooth this bike is with these big tires. See, look at these potholes. I mean, it got all shaky and everything, but I rode through it one-handed. So imagine if this thing was on a nice smooth beach, just cruising around Daytona. So, a car just pulled in and someone's in it. Let's see if they get out and interrupt the video. Now I'm on some sand. This is almost like a beach, right over here. So that's my first impression, and my last impression, since I'll never ride it again, of the SCHWINN Cruiser 6 beach cruiser. And I would say, if you're looking for a beach cruiser and you want something a little bit more complicated than just a coaster brake, you want some gears, you want like a big tall bike that'll make you feel like a giant, absolutely go get this bike. I don't know, you know, Craigslist or whatever. What a cool bike. It's totally not what I would ever ride in my day-to-day life, but it's just, as far as beach cruisers go, I think they knocked this one out of the park. And that is the SCHWINN Cruiser 6 here in the beautiful city of Newburgh.